Hello, Dr. D here. Have you ever wondered how to optimize your brain function without medications? Do you find yourself turning to alcohol or other substances to make yourself feel better? What if I told you there were simple life and brain hacks to get your brain at its peak performance? We all have happiness chemicals which make us feel the way we do and do the things we do. In this episode and the next few, we'll explore those life hacks and explain the science behind their magic. Several of the most well-known happiness chemicals include dopamine, oxytocin, endorphins, and serotonin. We'll start today with dopamine. Dopamine is the chemical responsible for a wide array of brain and bodily functions. It's created in your nerves and released as a communication signal between neurons. Dopamine plays a large role in the reward pathway, which is the primary circuit involved in addiction. Dopamine release is increased by certain drugs and can cause euphoria, which is how many people get addicted to that high. They perpetually chase that feeling of euphoria. When the dopamine wears off, it creates a feeling of dysphoria, which is basically the opposite of feeling good. The classic example is that of a heroin addict and the withdrawals that follow that addiction. While heroin is one extreme example of a drug that causes a surge of dopamine, nearly all psychoactive drugs have some effect on your dopaminergic system. Ideally, we want to have a steady state of dopamine circulating in our brain. Think about mood swings. Somebody, maybe yourself, may be known to be awesome when in a good mood or miserable to be around when they feel crummy. In order to keep that steady state of dopamine, it's important to have it released naturally from your brain throughout the day. Aside from drugs, certain medications cause fluctuations in your dopamine level, so speak to your doctor before changing or stopping any of them. Dopamine is also vitally important in motor control, movement, and severe depletion of dopamine is the principal etiology behind Parkinson's disease and other movement disorders. So how do you keep your levels of dopamine up throughout the day without drugs or medications? First off, you need plenty of sleep and a well-balanced diet. Without resting the nerves in your brain, they can't catch up to make more of it. And without the high-quality nutrients they need, they won't have the building blocks to produce it. Secondly, avoid drugs and alcohol. Alcohol and other illicit drugs cause surges of dopamine, which make you feel great briefly, but then there's none left for when it wears off. In addition, too much dopamine surge causes neurotoxicity, which basically means you're stimulating your neurons to death. The third way to hack your dopamine reward pathway is to actually reward yourself. Dopamine is the feel-good chemical. Have you ever done something you were extremely proud of? Do you remember how great it made you feel? Try to make this a habit. Try to achieve goals regularly. Complete tasks daily or multiple times a day. Check off your boxes for tasks you have to do, and you'll feel better when you actually complete them. Finally, take care of yourself. Get groomed regularly, trim your beard, meditate, get a massage, get a pedicure, sit in a sauna, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to pamper your body. You will benefit not only how you look, but how you feel, and your brain will thank you for it. Oh, and don't forget intimacy. An act such as a 20-minute hug with a loved one, or even holding hands with somebody you love, can release the coveted dopamine. So remember, choose love, not fear or hate. You'll live longer for it.